Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to the MoonLightin Outdoors podcast. If you hadn't already, please go on over and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well as our Instagram and Facebook. Thanks, guys. Hey, all. Here we are, still October and of 2020, and we're talking about archery season and how things are going. And one of our pro staffers, Derek Ramsey,
idiot.
He actually just connected on a doe, and we're excited for him out here.
Absolutely excited. I can't believe it.
So his son actually shot one the other day. Actually, it was a 6-point buck, and they tracked him for a while. But that's awesome for a young man. They never did find him, but I'm sure it felt good.
That's a sick feeling, man. Not to be able to find it, but to connect on your first one, man.
I wish we knew somebody around here with dogs.
You know, we're going to be talking to someone real soon with some dogs. I wish he was around here with dogs.
Where's he live? I can't say it.
I can't say
okay,
that.
Derek's calling in, so here we go. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, man?
So tell us what happened.
Well, I didn't plan on hunting today in the rain, and had a friend of mine tell me to check out the old Drury cast that said today and tomorrow is going to be excellent hunting. So I went out there on my lunch break today and started in some new bolts and broadheads that I bought, and got her dialed in and got out there probably about 4 o'clock or so, maybe a little after. And that buddy of mine texted me. He goes, "How's it going? How's the movement?" And I said, "There aren't even squirrels moving. I mean, there was nothing moving in the woods, not a single thing." And
not a creature was stirring, not even a
creature was stirring, not even a squirrel, which is, that's odd for a squirrel's not to be moving around in Indiana,
especially down there in that river bottom.
Oh yeah, dude, it's loaded with walnut trees. So I said to him, I usually don't. I like to sit quiet this time of year. I don't grunt, I don't rattle, I don't do nothing. I don't put out no scent. I just sit in the tree and I'm quiet. And something said, "Well, get out your call and give a couple small bleats." So
before we go on, give me an example of what that sounded like.
Just a couple of them.
Nah.
I love it. Oh my God, dude.
We have them coming in the yard now.
Do it one more time, just so I can practice this. Go ahead.
Daddy.
That's awesome.
So I'm sitting there and I hit that, and man, it wasn't 2 or 3 minutes later, and I see the smallest deer I have ever seen in my entire life come walking from my left, and I went, this thing looked like it just was born. I'm not kidding you. It was the smallest deer. It didn't hit my knee.
Was it dry or still wet?
It was dry, and
okay.
I looked behind it, and a real small, it may have been like last year's yearling, and it's fawn. And they came under my stand within 5 yards, and walked around a little bit. I think they were kind of the yearling was looking around a little bit for what was making that noise earlier. And I don't know, after 3 or 4 minutes, that yearling looked up at me. She saw me. I wasn't moving, but it spooked her a little bit. She raised up her tail, and they trotted off. They didn't run away, but they trotted off, and they went the other way about 75 yards. Well, once they got out of sight, I was sitting there. I'm like, man, there's 30 minutes.
Derek, can I pause you for a second? I just want everybody to concentrate on the excitement in your voice.
I'm feeling it for him.
I'm feeling it for him. I'm getting excited just listening to it.
Oh, man.
So continue on.
Yeah, so like I said, there's only 20 minutes left of daylight, and I go, well, I don't think nothing else is going to come in. I'm going to hit that grunt again to see if them young deer just come running back to me. And so I hit that call again and made that grunt again, and I was watching to my right, and never saw anything come back. And so I kind of sit back in my stand a little bit, my buddy's stand. I looked over to my left, and here's 4 more big does coming in, and they were about 40 yards away, browsing on the ground as they're coming in. And I went, well, 4 big mature does coming in. I'm gonna get something here. And now remember, it's been raining, and so they get into about 20 yards, and one of them walks into a big open path, staring straight at me. At least toward my tree, not at me. And so I already had my crossbow up because I thought that's where she was going, but I have not looked through my scope yet. So when I tilted my head down to go ahead and get her in my scope, I couldn't see a thing. That scope had fogged up completely. I had nothing. And remember, I mean, she's 20 yards away facing the tree, looking at the tree. She wasn't looking at me, but she was looking at the tree I was in. So any movement I do, she's going to bust me. And so I real gently, and I have on my mittens, so I can't even like take my finger to clean the lens, and my mittens are still on. And so I wiggle my finger out and I clean the lens on my eye relief side. And that gave me enough vision through my scope where I could make her out and see her there. And I thought, well, this is not good because he's still looking at me. It's getting, I got 20 minutes left of shooting time left. And just as soon as I thought that, she turned broadside and just stood there. And I gave her the old double lung at 20 yards. Nice. And she took off running. I like to say dropped her in 20, but I dropped her in about 75. So, I was concerned because, it was still raining. It was getting dark. So I saw which way she took off, and I got out. I gave her about 5 minutes, got out of the tree stand. I said, I'm going to go over there and just look for my arrow. Never did find my arrow, but it's knee-high grass over there, so I'm going to have to go out there tomorrow and see if I can find that. But I could already see blood where I shot, and I could already see all the blood being washed away. Within 5 minutes, that whole entire blood trail was being washed away, and I went, I'm in trouble. I am in trouble.
Justin just pulled up the picture and showed it to me. That's a nice shot, brother.
That's a lot of blood.
Yeah,
man.
Thank you. And so I said, well, I'm 99% sure I know where she was going to go. I said, I hope she didn't go there because I was afraid she's going to try to cross the river on me. Oh. And I said, boy, I hope she didn't. And I started walking, and she made it right to the edge of the river, like she was going to cross, where all the other ones crossed, and she was laying there all piled up, toasted. And while I was sitting there looking at her, this is, so she's been, my shot's only 10 or 15 minutes old. The other does are across the river blowing at me, 20 yards away looking at me. And so ended up, that buddy of mine who told me the old jewelry cast was, good night. Well, I tell you what, that last 20 minutes, I had, 20, 30 minutes, I had 6 deer come by me. That's with awesome. My good calling skills. So
that's incredible, man. And just this is for the listeners only, not for me, but go ahead and imitate that call one more time.
Almost like a sheep. Almost like a sheep. I wish I had my call with me. My call's in my jacket in my truck.
I love this so much, man, because I'm
a nice little bleep. A nice little bleep.
Yep, that's so bad.
Congratulations, brother.
Thank you, man. Thank you. So
we are so happy for you.
Heck yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your son Tanner. Tell us about what happened to him.
Well, so Saturday night, I think it was Saturday evening. I was hunting the same woods I was hunting tonight where I got this doe, sitting quiet, not making any calls. And my son Tanner was hunting my woods. So I was hunting Dad's woods this doe came out of my dad's woods, and that's where I was hunting Saturday. And Tanner was hunting my woods. We've been seeing quite a bit of activity on the trail cam, so I put him back in my stand. And he got out somewhere around 4:45 to 5 o'clock, so he had a couple good hours there of hunting time. And around 7 o'clock, maybe 6:50, he texted me and he goes, "You see any movement, Dad?" And I said, No movement. And he said, "Nothing here either besides squirrels, rabbits, and birds." And I said, "Well," this is prime time. This last 30 minutes is where it's at." So he said, "Okay." It wasn't 5 minutes later, he called me and he goes, "Well," he said, "that nice 6-pointer we got on cam?" And I said, "Yeah." He goes, I gave it a shot. I got it. And I said, "All right, well," I said, "stay in your stand. Let me come over and take a look." And so I got out of the stand and drove over and walked down there, and I let 30 minutes. It got dark. I let about 30 minutes pass, and I walked down there to Tanner and had him kind of point out where he shot and everything. And unfortunately, between where the deer was standing and where my stand is that he was shooting out of, there's a nice little thicket of honeysuckle, and it looks like when he shot, the honeysuckle, they had deflected the arrow. We still had blood. Blood started about 20 yards after the deer took off running. It got real thick, bright red blood. I didn't see no bubbles or nothing, but a bright red blood, about the 20 mark to about the 80-yard mark. And then it just turned into spots of blood. We trailed at 500 yards, and the blood spots just kept getting, there'd be a blood spot every, 1 yard, and there'd be a blood spot every 2 yards or 3 yards. It got to the point where we found a drop of blood every 20 yards.
Yikes.
And we lost it. And I think what happened was it got deflected off one of those small branches, and I think he got into like the front leg or something. Just I'm 99% sure that old 6-point's still running around. Probably gonna be sore for a little bit, but I think he got it in the front leg.
How sore is your son? How sick is
Tanner? He was upset.
Oh yeah. We all been there.
Yeah, he's got some deer in the past, but he was all excited. He's been real big into hunting this year. He was excited. Got out, got him all new clothes the other day for hunting, and so he's into it. Got his bow all set up, and he told me, he said, "I'm gonna give that a couple of days break, Dad." So he didn't go back. He hasn't been back out since Saturday. He said, "I'm gonna give it a little time." He said, "Let that woods calm down a little bit," and he said Tuesday night. So tomorrow night, he'll go back in over there and see if he can get something laid down. But that woods over there where he's hunting has been pretty hot here lately. I don't know what it is about it, but stuff's starting to move. And on some trail cams here in Rush County, people can think what they want, but even on my trail cams here, I have does passing by with the doe will pass by, and then 5 minutes later, a little buck will pass by sniffing right there. And then, 30 minutes later, a doe will come back by, and that same buck following her again. I know it's getting close. I think it's a little early still, but at least around here, that buck found a friend in that doe, and they're hanging out together.
That's awesome. So what's next for you? Are you going to keep hunting? You got more does to take down, or are you just going to start chasing a buck?
I have a lifetime license, so I can go county to county. I am probably done in Rush County. I could go out and get another doe, but I'll probably just hang tight for a buck. May travel to a neighboring county and see if I can get another doe produced. But it's one nice thing about the lifetime license is I can, if I have different counties to hunt, I can go over there and take some more does if I need to. But I'm gonna definitely back off now. Got a little bit of freezer meat, and maybe wait till Halloween. Around Halloween, that's when I really like to start hunting, start doing some all-day sets, right there at the end of October, first couple weeks of November. So I'll get hot and heavy back then, but I'm probably going to take it easy now for a couple weeks.
Now that everything's really going to be picking up around Halloween, I bet.
Yep. So that just means a little bit of coyote hunting before then.
We can probably make that happen.
We can make that happen.
Yeah. So
we'll do the old 1, 2, 3.
This time we'll really do the 1, 2, 3.
Whatever you say, buddy.
So yeah, David didn't hear this, but when we went out, we decided before we started hunting that we were gonna. So Derek and I, for you guys out there, Derek and I went out like 2 or 3 nights ago. Was it 3 nights ago? Anyway,
I think it was Friday night.
Right on. And here we are Monday night. But we went out and we decided we were gonna call, and we're not hunting a derby. It's early season, so we decided we're gonna do the 1, 2, 3 shoot. And David knows this. I've rehearsed this with him too. It's 1, 2, and then silent 3, and you shoot when you'd say 3. I control my breathing.
1, 2, bang.
Yeah,
it's not 1, 2, 3 shoot. It's 1, 2,
3
bang.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he's got it down. Well, anyways, I was on Derek's right hand side, and we were calling, and hadn't been on this set for, I would say, 20 seconds tops. And right before we even hit the call, I went to him and said, "Hey, it's 1, 2, 3, shoot." Okay.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, 1 to 2 minutes before I hit the call, we had this conversation.
Yeah.
Nice.
And so then the caller goes, and this sucker hadn't been on for 20 seconds, like I said, and this coyote come barreling down the fence row, straight at us. And I'm off to Derek's right side, within 4 or 5 yards of him. And I said 1, 2, 3, but it wasn't loud enough.
You weren't loud enough when we done it either.
Well,
it wasn't loud enough, but you can't be that loud. That coyote was barreling in on us. But tell you, the reason I wasn't 100% ready, David, is because I was hitting the record button, and Justin, boy, he was just ready to hit the bang button.
Oh,
well, see, fellas, this is where it's going to get a little embarrassing.
So it's 1, 2, 3 record for you, and 1, 2, 3 bang for Justin.
Yeah.
You got it.
Hey, at least you got your priorities straight.
It's we're talking 9 months of buildup, and guys, we all know about buildup, right? Oh, yeah. So I was built up, and I had to get that release. But I was definitely being a bull. I shot that sucker
out from under him.
Yeah.
We got the video too, David. I mean, when I turn my video on, you see the coyote standing, and a half a second later, the coyote hits the ground. I mean, it is my recording hit start half second before Justin let her eat, and he did. I mean, that coyote was facing 100% straight toward us, and he gave a dirt nap quick.
That's awesome.
Right on. Hey, Derek.
Yeah.
We just got a cue here that our battery's about dead.
Oh man,
right,
we got to wrap this up.
Wrap it up. All right, guys.
Hey,
So,
Derek.
We'll holler at you next time.
Right on, brother. Hey, be good and dream big, man, and keep doing what you're doing out there, and come up some good stories for us, because we're gonna need all we can get out here.
And congratulations.
All right.
Daddy.
Bye.
See ya.